Hello, children. How are you today? Yes, it's Miss Faith, and I'm going to be taking you in the numeracy class as usual. So we'll continue with our addition this week. I trust that you've been having fun adding numbers. You've learned different ways to add numbers. You've been having fun putting numbers together, drawing pictures, hopping on number lines, making strokes, using the 10 frame. Yes, I know you've been seeing it very easy now to add numbers. It's not as hard as you thought, right? Very good. Let's do a review of how to use the 10 frame before we go to today's topic. This is the 10 frame. Remember, the 10 frame is a rectangle divided into 10 equal parts, divided into 10 squares. Okay? The upper part has 5 spaces, 5 squares, and the lower part also has 5 squares. Okay? Now, I'm going to do a review of how we worked with the 10 frame. What's this? What number is this? Or how many circles did I make? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The upper part is filled up now. You know the upper part is 5 spaces there. So when you want to continue your addition, you say 5, 6, 5, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And when it gets here, you don't need to count. You know that the space in the frame is how many? 10. So your answer is 10. Very good. Okay. Now, I'm going to write out a number sentence, and then we'll solve that using the 10 frame. Let's read the number sentence. 2 plus 6 equals. Now, if you want to use it in solving story problem, you can say a boy got 2 balls from his dad, and he got 6 small balls from his uncle. How many balls did he get in all? Okay, so let's go. He got 2 balls from his dad. Pick another color. He got 6 small balls from his uncle. So how many balls does he have in all? How many? Very fast. You should know this now. Good. So he has 8 balls. That means you have here 5, 6, 7, 8. Very fast. Or you count backwards. This is 10. So you go 10. You go 10, 9, 8. So you know this is 8. So you got how many balls? 8 balls. Very good. So you're going to do something for me now. Now, can you write the number sentence for this? Write the number sentence for what you see inside the 10 frame. Now this is quite easy. The blue color is how many? How many blue circles do we have there? We have 4 blue circles. Plus, how many black circles do we have? We have 4. So 4 plus 4 equals 8. Remember your double numbers. Good. So now that you remember how to use the 10 frame, we'll be going into today's topic. And today's topic is addition of numbers using number bond. Using number bond. Good. And so this has to do with relational thinking. Using this number bond, you're not limited to how many number or how many quantity of things you can add, except it is stated for you to add this and this. Here, you can use the number bond to compose numbers. You can also decompose numbers. Now I know you're asking, wow, that's a huge word, compose. Okay, so we're going to learn what it means to compose and what it also means to decompose. Here is a number bond. This is what a number bond looks like. Now, number bond is used to compose numbers. Today we'll be talking about using number bond to compose numbers to help in addition. Good. Compose means to come together to make something. Does that sound familiar now? Compose means to come together to make something. To come together to put something together. So that when you add those things together, they become something new. That's just addition, right? That's what compose means. But now, understand this. Every number is composed of different numbers. Every number is composed of different numbers. That means every number you see is made up of different numbers that are added together to form that one particular number. So this is what I mean. You have 5 here. Okay, don't use 5. Let me use a smaller number. You have 2. That's 2. What are the numbers that make up 2? You have 1 and 1. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Okay, so this upper part here is called whole. That means a whole number. These 2 lower parts here are called parts and parts. Okay, the upper part here, this upper circle is called whole. And these 2 smaller circles down here are called parts and parts. Because when these parts and parts come together, they make a whole. They make this whole number here. Is it beginning to make sense now? Okay, let's continue. Look at these composed monsters here. It's just like you want to feed the monsters with something. You want to feed them with apples. Okay, you want to feed the monster with apples rather. And this is what happens. I have 1 apple here to feed the monster with. And then I remember, oh, I have 2 more apples to feed the monster with. So I get 2 more apples that I want to feed the monster with. So I have 1 and 2. I have 1 apple and 2 apples. So I started with 1 apple and 2 apples and came out with, here, let's read it again. I started with 1 apple and 2 apples and came out with, how many apples do we have now? We have 3 apples. So I came out with 3 apples. Oh, sorry about that. I came out with 3 apples. So that means number 3 is composed of 1 and 2. Now what I have here as a picture, I can represent as numbers. I started with 1 and 2 and came out with 3. This and here means plus, okay? And then means what? Plus. I started with 1 and 2. I started with 1 plus 2 and came out with 3. So this means that 3 is composed of 1 and 2. This means that number 3 is composed of 1 and 2. That means when you add 1 and 2 together, it makes up what? 3. Okay, let's continue. Today, I fed the composing monster. Here is what it taught me. The first part here has been done for us. I fed it 2 and 2 and it came out with 4. Now let's think of numbers again. Let's think of numbers to add. Okay, just think of it. Just think of any 2 numbers that you would like to add together, and then let's see what we will come up with. Let's see what those 2 numbers will compose to form what the number, what the outcome will be. Okay, let me expand this. Okay, I want to put let's put 3 and 1. So I fed it 3 and 1 and it came out with what? Now, to help you, you can count your fingers, you can make strokes, you can draw pictures, you can hop on the number line, you can add using the 10 frame. Now let me make strokes here. 3, 1, 2, 3 and 1, 1. Now how many strokes do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I fed it 3 and 1 and it came out with 4. So 3 and 4 compose 3 and 1 compose 4. That means 3 and 1 make up 4. 3 and 1 add up to 4. You can see 2 and 2 also makes up 4. 3 and 1 also makes up 4. There are different ways to add, or there are different numbers you can add that can still compose the same number. Let's move on to this other monster here. Think of 2 numbers to fit the monster and let's see what the outcome will be. Okay, let's go 2 and what? 4. I fed it 2 and 4 and it came out with what? Let's go 2, 1, 2, then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6. Beautiful. So you just have to count yourself. I'm not even supposed to be using the strokes, but because we are just learning it, we're just learning how to use the number bond, that's why I'm counting strokes like this. Okay? Normally we're not supposed to count strokes. You're supposed to think about it and know what it composes or what the two numbers compose. Let's move forward. Now tell a story that matches the number bond. This number bond here. This is 5, and then you have 1 and 4. This is whole, parts, parts. Whole, parts, parts. That means this is the big number, this number and this number. 1 and 4 are coming together to make up 5, to compose 5. So now we want to do the story problem. We want to solve story problems. So tell a story that matches the number bond. Draw a picture that matches your story. Now what story can you tell with this number bond? I got 1 lollipop from my sister. And then my mom gave me 4 more lollipops. That's a story. You can just form your own story too. So I'm drawing a picture for the story to help me in adding. So how many lollipops did I get all together? I got 5 lollipops. So I'll write out my number sentence. 1 plus 4 equals 5. Beautiful. That's it. Here you can see these cats. There's a story problem we want to solve. Alice has dash white cats. She has dash spotted cats. Alice has dash cats in all. We can see white cats. If you look at it properly, you see that some cats are just plain white, while some cats are spotted. Alice has dash white cats. How many white cats do we have here? 1, 1, 2. So she has 2 white cats. How many spotted cats? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 spotted cats. So Alice has dash cats in all. How many cats does she have altogether? This is 5 here already. This is 5. So what do we do to help us count faster? We say 5, 6, 7. So she has how many cats? 7 cats. Let's write out the number sentence. 2 plus 5 equals 7. Let's write it out. Let's write out the number sentence in the number bond. 2 and 5 compose 7. Awesome. Good job. Let's move on. We have another number sentence here. We have crayons here. Here, dash crayons are in the box. Dash crayons are outside of the box. There are dash crayons in all. When you hear in all, that means you have to do what? Add. Dash crayons are in the box. How many crayons do we have in the box? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 crayons are in the box. Dash crayons are outside of the box. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 crayons outside of the box. There are dash crayons in all. 6 plus 4 equals what? Remember your number pairs adding up to 10. 6 plus 4 equals 10 crayons. So there are 10 crayons in all. Now let's write out the number sentence. 6 plus 4 equals 10. Let's write out let's fill up our number bond. 6 and 4 compose 10. Awesome job. Good job. Good job, children. Here, 3 red apples and 2 green apples are on the table. How many apples are on the table? 3 red apples and 2 green apples are on the table. How many apples are on the table? So let's draw. 3 red apples. Let's draw. 1 apple. 2, 3. That's 3 red apples. Okay, so no green color, I just use blue. And 2 green apples. How many apples are on the table? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 apples on the table. This is the first way to add, I taught you, right? Drawing pictures. Now, using the number box, using the time frame rather, we have 3 red apples. 1, 2, 3, and then we have 2 green apples. How many apples are there? We have 5 apples. Now using the number line, remember when you're working with the number line, you start with the first number and then you hop the number of times for the second number. What's the first number? 3. So we start from 3 and then we hop forward how many times? 2 times. So we'll go 1, 2. So our answer is what? 5. Using the number bond, we'll write out our numbers on the number bond, or we'll fill up the number bond rather. So we'll go 3 and 2 compose 5. We also write out the number sentence. 3 plus 2 equals 5. So whichever way you want to add, you still end up with the same answer. So this is where we're going to end our class for today. Worksheets have been sent to you on ClassCake. Practice more at home. Try to pick 2 numbers at random and see what they compose. Pick any 2 numbers at random and see what those 2 numbers will form. Okay? You can use your counters. Group your counters into 2 different groups and count them and add them together to see what they compose. Okay? Whichever way you want to count. Just play around with numbers. Till I come your way again next time. Stay safe. Bye-bye.